Hey team, it's James from Time Quarterly coming to you live once again from my iPhone. This time I wanted to go through a photo editing app which I use all of the time. It's my number one go-to. I manage 7 different social media accounts. I take original content every day, and it's essential that you have a photo editing app which is on point, which is super known to you. So when you get a picture which is not quite what you want for reasons out of your control, the light, the situation, whatever it might be, the shadows, you can go onto your app, you can tweak the photo, and then you can upload it nice and quick while you're on the go, while you're on set. So my go-to app is Snapseed. It's the second row from the bottom, and it's the second one in, just next to Storehouse there. It's images of a little leaf there. It was recently, I say recently, it was a while back, bought by Google. It's a really solid app. It was a different kind of design before Google's got their hands on it. I kind of like the old design, but I can't complain. This one works. It's great. So I've saved a picture on photos, which I wanted to get done, so I can hit 2 birds with one stone here. So cool. This is a picture that I took while I was in Turkey. It's a really cool shot. It's of a super limited edition watch. There's only about 30 in the world, and the key point about this watch is that it's got a red hour's hand and red indications on the dial there. But the problem is, because of the shadows, I didn't quite capture the red as bold as I wanted it to be, and equally the sea looks a little bit washed out, and there's not really any colour in the shot, which is really annoying me. But not all hope's lost. I've got Snapseed here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the pencil in the bottom right, and this is what I kind of go through with each of my images. So the first thing I do is I go to tune image in the top left, okay? I'll hit that, and then basically how Snapseed works is really intuitive. So if you scroll up or down on the page, then it will take you through the different options, and you've got warmth, highlights, shadows, saturation, contrast, ambience, and brightness, okay? And then if you scroll left or right, then it up or downs whatever selection you've made. So I'm going to tweak the brightness a little bit. I normally just tweak the top 3 just a small bit, and then I really focus on these 3, and then I even out the top 3 after going through saturation, shadows, and highlights. Because for me, these are the key 3 that I want. I really want this red to pop, so I'm going to make it super saturated. I'm going to go a little bit over the top there, but I'm going to even it out with shadows and the highlights here. So it's a little bit of a game. Like, you've got to make sure that everything's balanced. I don't really like how it's gone all kind of pinky, which is not cool. So I'm going to try and kind of counter that with, there we go, with the ambience. Kick that. We're going to get a bit more contrast in. That's cool. Saturation. Can I hit that more? No. There's a bit of shadows there, which I kind of don't want. Oh, and at any time, if you want to see what the original image is, just tap on the photo. And there you go, that's the original one. So that's the difference. So we've really got like so much more color in it now. You can see the color of the decking, see the color of the sea, and most importantly for my situation is you can see the color of that red hour hand and those red indications on the disc, because that's what I'm really wanting to highlight here. Highlights is absolutely awesome because look, it's kind of dark and it's horrendous, and now we've upped it. We've got nice and super clarity there. I really like that. I think that's pretty good to go. So let's just tweak and make sure contrast is good. I mean, wow, that's a bit too much, but somewhere in the middle ground. Yeah, that's looking sweet. I'm happy with that. Shadows. I don't want to see. If you go all the way with shadows, you can get some of the sun's reflection on there, so we'll just get it so it's not. That's pretty perfect. I'm happy with that. So I'll tick the tick in the bottom right, and then the next thing I'll do is click on the pencil and I'll go to details. This is normally the last thing I do, if I'm honest. So I go to structure, I tweak it a little bit, I go to sharpening, and I normally keep that between 30 and 50 just to keep the image nice and sharp. And for me, for this particular picture, that's job done. There's only one other thing that I occasionally do when I have a specific piece of the photo that I want to bring out. So for example, if I wanted the sea to be super colorful, but I didn't want any of the rest of the picture to be colorful, in this case I wanted everything, so it's job done. But what you can do is selective, which is just the one up from the bottom there. You can go selective. You can tap on a particular place in the image that you want, and then you can tweak that itself. So if I wanted the dial to go completely rose, then I saturate it completely, and there you go, and none of the other bits of the picture is affected. And you can kind of go back with the eye here, and obviously you can go back to what it was before by tapping on the screen, which is super useful. There's also a load of different filters here. Some of them are really, really cool when you want to do particular kind of filters on your different shots. It's got some really good ones to have and explore with, some kind of old school Instagram filters and different kind of things like that, which are great. The noir is actually really good. Grunge, I used to use so much. I used to use this all the time to make really gritty kind of pictures, but the more that I've got into watches, like the less kind of relevant it's been. It's got a really nice lens blur, which is kind of relevant for this picture, I guess. Can we see that? Yeah, maybe. Nah, I kind of like it focused on everything, so we'll back up from there. And then the last thing you do is just save it. So tap on save, and you've got two different options. The top one, it saves and it overwrites the existing picture, so you will no longer have the unedited picture, you will only have the edited picture. So if you want access to that old picture to go back and kind of re-edit or anything like that, then make sure that you do not click the top one. Make sure you click the one below that, which saves a copy, and it'll be the most recent one in your camera roll. And that is Snapseed. It's an awesome app. It's my complete go-to whenever I'm shooting watches or doing anything like that. It really, really helps me bring out the color, because if you take a look again, this is what we've edited, and that's what we had before. A really, really dull, kind of no highlights picture, and this is what we've got, a really fun, saturated image, which is awesome. So huge thanks to Snapseed and the team behind it. I appreciate Google taking it over. Check it out. I believe it was free, and it kind of dips between being free and not. When it's not, I think it's £1.99, pounds that is. So check it out. It's called Snapseed in the App Store. If you do download, enjoy it. I think it's absolutely awesome. Leave a comment below letting me know how you're getting on with it. If you want any kind of hints or tricks or anything at all, just give me a shout. I'm always happy to help out, and I hope the useful video was useful. I will talk to you soon in the next video, and hugely appreciate the view. Thanks, team.